Welcome to Ranger Planet. In this video, we're going through the list of top 10 animals that have the best sense of smell. Like humans, the sense of smell in animals is also regulated by olfactory receptors. In short, olfactory receptors are fine clusters of millions of sensor cells that are located on the back wall of the nasal cavity. They receive air particles, detect the property of smell, and then direct it to the brain in the form of electrochemical signals for the brain to interpret. This process occurs every time we smell something. The power of smell depends largely upon the number of olfactory receptors present in the nasal passage. Now we've understood in simple terms how smell works, let's head into the list. Number 10. Horses. Horses are intelligent and their brain is very quick to interpret smell patterns sent by olfactory receptors. Not quite as good as other species, but certainly beyond the limit of what humans smell. When they inhale a scent, their nostrils widen and a greater volume of air interacts with the receptors. Also, with a relatively large head and nasal passage, they have a great number of olfactory receptors. Their sense of smell also helps them to differentiate between family members and predatory dangers. Number 9. Rats. Olfactory senses enable rats to pick and choose their different diet options, which helps to give them a versatile diet. They can differentiate between many different scents and can trace an odor for miles. In comparison to humans, rats have about 1,207 olfactory receptors in layers deep inside their nostrils, while humans have around 390 to 400 receptors only. When a rat inhales, odor particles are processed by an organ called the vomeronasal cavity. Rats can also use their powerful sense of smell to detect signals from family members. Number 8. Moths. It seems strange to have an insect on the olfactory power list, but in fact, many insects have a very powerful and unique sense of smell. Moths, namely silk moths, can detect pheromones emitted by silk moth females from over 4 miles away using their antennae. Antennae trap scent particles from the air during flight, and moths can steer towards the source. Olfactory receptors in moths are called olfactory sensillum, and it looks like a fine hair. If you're enjoying this video so far, then please hit the like button, as it helps us upload more exciting wildlife content like this. Number 7. Cows. Cows have a very strong sense of smell. Despite mostly grazing on grass, they can smell numerous food varieties and can also detect impending danger in extreme conditions. Cows have around 1,200 olfactory receptors and can smell an object from about 5 miles. Number 6. Kiwis. Kiwis possess the strongest sense of smell in the bird family due to their largest forebrain size among all bird species. Kiwis cannot undergo full flight, so their food is what they have to find on land. This situation had forced them to adapt over time, and they've acquired an acute sense of smell to detect sources of food on land. Number 5. Snakes. Snakes are among those vertebrates that have an excellent sense of smell, but lack proper nostrils. They detect and integrate the scent particles through the olfactory receptors present on their tongue. That is why they flick their tongue in and out frequently. Snakes such as anacondas, rattlesnakes, black mambas, and other ground-dwelling and aquatic snakes locate their prey by sniffing via these tongue-flickering gestures. Number 4. Dogs. Being well known for their sniffing and smelling capabilities, dogs are surprisingly only at number 4 on the list. Dogs have an excellent sense of smell, but do not have a large number of olfactory receptors compared to some other species. But tracker dogs are so good at smelling. So how do they track scent so well? Well, the secret lies in the dog's brain. The portion of a dog's brain that is dedicated to smell and sniffing senses is almost 40 times larger than humans. This enables them to detect and decipher smells about 300 times better than humans under normal conditions. Number 3. Sharks. Number 3 is reserved for sharks. Sharks are incredibly fierce predators, and almost 60 to 70% of their predation depends upon the smell. The rest goes for hearing and other senses. But the sense of smell is very important for sharks, and they are maestros at it. This is because 2/3 of their entire brain is dedicated to olfactory functions. Their giant nostrils are located on either side of the mouth and at the bottom of the snout. Various studies have revealed that a shark can identify a single drop of blood in 100 liters of water. Number 2. Elephants. At number 2, we have the creatures with the longest of noses, the elephants. Anatomical analysis of the elephant's trunk tells us that there are about 2,000 olfactory cells or receptors inside the trunk of an elephant. These enable it to smell, differentiate, and identify numerous scent particles in the air. According to a study, an elephant can locate water resources from 12 miles away using its olfactory senses. They can also distinguish minuscule scent fluctuations that are impossible to detect by humans and other animals. Number 1, bear. And here comes the number 1. Bears! Are you surprised? Bears have large noses with thousands of versatile receptors and olfactory genes that enable them to locate food from several miles. A University of California study revealed that bears can smell a deceased body from about 20 miles away. Not only that, its nose is 100 times more sensitive than humans, and thus it can also identify its favorite food from miles away. People camping around forest areas have to store their food in odor-proof bags or high up in the trees to avoid interactions with wild bears, which can be risky. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting top 10s and wildlife content. Thank you for watching Ranger Planet.